Episode 140.
Crazy.
I wasn't aware I could do anything 140 times at my age. Much less.
Nothing to say to that. It's crazy.
Except your condescending look, okay? Like your loser look in your eyes.
Loser look?
Well, that's how you kind of look at me, like loser.
Oh, so you're the loser, not me.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
Like 100%.
Okay, good. I'm glad we're on the same page.
So it's episode 140, and apparently you have some notes here because we're going to be talking about something that's really in the diamond business today more than ever, when we deal with more misinformation than ever in the history of the entire industry. You're being lied to by media in the diamond industry. It's true. I mean, I hate to say it. I just got off while I was in wardrobe.
In makeup and wardrobe?
Well, the makeup didn't really take, but the wardrobe aspect of it. You know, I was watching Instagram and this guy was on there out of India talking about how he can tell the difference between a lab-grown and a mined diamond.
Genius.
Nothing, absolutely nothing is conclusive. That's number one. I want to start there. And what I want to talk about is false information. It's almost all false. We like to put our money where our mouth is. So if you hear it from us, you can count on it or you'll be counting my cash. How was that? That was good, eh?
It's pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Didn't you just say something earlier about Johnny Cash?
I was just said, hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
You're all about the cash today. How about we save you some cash? Let's talk about it.
How
Caveat
about you save
emptor.
them some cash? Is that?
Yeah, we're talking about your silly little phrase you always say.
Which is?
Caveat emptor.
Caveat. Why is that a silly little phrase? That phrase is a generational phrase. And do you know what it means?
Buyer beware.
Buyer beware. 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 Beware.
God, you're maxing out the mic. It's in red.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I hope I get heard. It's like
and of course, your phone's not on silent.
It's sometimes hard to be heard.
Your phone's not hard to be heard because you didn't put it on silent.
It is on silent now. Look, I have a lot to do. We're busy. AF as my teenager. Oh, I don't have teenagers anymore. They're all adults. Never mind. Anyway, episode 140. Beware. Okay, Maren, go.
So we're going to go through some things to watch out for when you're buying diamonds. Who better to tell than Colin the Truth Ferguson over here, okay? So
I forgot I named myself that, or someone named me that.
Didn't you name yourself that?
I think it was me, yeah. It was here. We were sitting here, and I decided to be Colin the Truth Ferguson.
You flatter yourself.
Look, there's lots of money, $5,000 to $50,000 for misinformation from us. You know, it's funny because that whole thing about the money came from jewelers, like London Jewelers. He's a massive jeweler spewing bullshit all over the place, all over the internet. And so I asked him to put his money where his mouth is. And all these guys were trying to sell you, and may still be trying to sell you, GH color mined diamonds like they're not gross and horrible, GH, and a waste of your money in the new diamond paradigm. And I've been saying this not for 10 years, not for 20 years, not for 30 years, for over 40 years. That's a long time for someone to look this good, eh?
No comment. Okay. Number one. Sorry, did I hurt your feelings?
You always hurt my feelings.
You look a little dejected.
Like you hurt my feelings all the time. You're the humbler.
God. Okay.
If we were gambling, you'd be the cooler. Do you know what a cooler is?
No.
Someone they send to a table in Vegas if someone gets too hot to cool them down. You're a cooler. You're a humbler.
Do they dump ice over their head?
No, nothing like that. Just, you're such a girl. Sorry. Not that
you
there's
didn't get that
anything wrong
joke
with girls.
You only laugh at yourself.
Right.
Okay. Number one, the illusion of a deal. Fake discounts, okay? Like, for example, remember the times we've been on Blue Nile or Brilliant Earth? They've got a diamond that's way overpriced, and then we'll throw in the setting free, when really it's not free. You know what I'm talking about?
I just had an epiphany here. I absolutely know what you're talking about, Maren.
Okay, you looked a little lost for a second.
Yeah,
so.
It's because I had an epiphany.
What was it?
I'm not telling you.
Story of my life.
What? With me?
Yes.
I'm not telling you. I tell you friggin' everything. I tell you way too much.
That's true, actually.
Right?
Oh, you're
Like,
turning over a new leaf.
No, it's not a new leaf. I'm extremely transparent because I don't give a darn.
Oh,
I wasn't going to say a bad word.
okay.
I would never say a bad word. Anyway, this time of year is very quiet coming up to the real spring when things start to warm up. And I see these companies advertising like James Allen, 50% off. And how do you feel about it when your ring goes 50% off? And don't you sit there and think, well, I paid double? And I'm sure they tried to convince you that it was some sort of good financial investment, but your buddy can get your ring for half the price.
Yeah, it's all just it's like a psychological selling trick. It's like, oh, it's on sale. What a great deal.
And it gives them revenue during quiet times.
Yeah.
The rest of the time, they just sell it to you retail, which, as you've seen from the global diamond broker, and again, I don't want to be so salesy. I know I got that. I'm very passionate about what we do, but in 2025, why would you pay retail for anything? I mean, these days we can go onto Amazon where we can buy things, get them delivered overnight. We ship within 24 hours anywhere in the world for a fraction of the price because we're a high volume, low overhead provider. By the way, these are the most beautiful diamonds in the world. And if you're not buying the most or owning the most beautiful in the world today, you're wasting your money. You don't understand what's going on. Lab grown is 3 out of 4. Right now, you have De Beers, the company that started it all, being sold for a fraction, almost less than a 20th of what it was valued at only a few years ago. And so the game has changed. The numbers lie. So did the jewelers. There.
Okay, next point, certification scam. Okay, how not all certificates are created equal, yet your jeweler probably won't tell you, and they'll try to sell you on an IGI to make you think you're getting a better diamond for a better price, when really it's not what you're getting.
What is it I say about IGI again?
IGI is a lie.
I hope they sue you instead of me for that one.
Oh, for the one time I said it?
Apparently, I get to be left alone because it is a lie. It's misinformation provided to you by your jeweler. And if they want to sell you IGI, you got to ask them why. Like, why would I choose IGI over a GIA? I used to think people were smart. I'm not so sure anymore. Like, figure this stuff out, guys. You're spending tens of thousands on something that, unlike anything else you ever own, that will go with the two of you wherever you go for the rest of your lives. They're worse than children.
They're worse than children?
Hi, guys. Daddy loves you. We may need to do some editing today. I'm kind of punchy. Yeah, it's misinformation. It's little more than an appraisal, which what that will get you is bullshit. Let me ask you this. Why are appraisals to replace your diamond worth so much more than what you pay for the diamond? Do you know they can say anything they want to about the diamond and the price of the diamond? They can say anything they want. They can set their own price. They can lie. So many things go on.
So they appraise it at a higher price to make you think that the value of it is actually much higher than what you paid to make you think you've invested.
It. You know why they get away with that? We've seen a lot in the news lately about insurance companies, especially the health insurance companies. What they do is they insure you and check your policy for replacement, but they insure you at the appraisal value, which is almost always much, much more than you paid for the diamond because you got a deal.
So you're paying more for insurance too
You're
now.
paying more for insurance, and when it comes, because if you lose it, if something happens, you're robbed, hopefully that doesn't happen to you, but if it does, and it does, then they get to replacement. So what they do is they come to me to replace your diamond that you paid a lot of money for at the retail store. There's no benefit to you. In fact, you lose all the way around. The industry structured like that, it's something I'm very outspoken about, which is like most things I'm very outspoken about.
Shall we do next?
Sure.
Number 3 thing to look out for, in no particular order, the investment diamond myth, how they will try to tell you that mined diamonds are a better financial investment than lab-grown diamonds because of quote-unquote rarity.
Yes. That one really makes you laugh now.
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous.
It does. And of course, as Colin talks about all the time, there's exceptions, of course. Diamonds with provenance, rare colored diamonds, those do have investment value. But we're talking about white mined diamonds, engagement diamonds, right?
Engagement, exactly. Never, ever, ever, ever. And test me on this. Anybody can bet me anytime they want on anything I say. I certainly would welcome it. I mean, since I started doing this 40 years ago, people have come out and said they would, but they never do. The money goes into escrow. We get a third party to make a decision on who it would be, who's right and who's wrong. There's lots of statistics, but you don't get to see them. You just get told whatever you're told. It's a huge lie. And look, these are lies. I could say it's, ideas, concepts. It's misinformation that's been in this industry forever. And the industry's in a position with real no knowledge at the retail level. I mean, the people you meet in the store don't know what the blank they're talking about. The 4 C's of competence and credibility and cost and commitment that were developed by yours truly in the 90s are really relevant more today than they've ever been.
Because of all the misinformation.
Misinformation. Maybe that's what we should call you. Misinformation.
I like that.
Yeah,
You're a little late to that game, hey? I've been Marvelous Marin this whole time, and I prefer this one, to be honest.
I think it's a little more accurate. I'm in so much trouble.
Yeah, because I'm so knowledgeable.
It turns out that way. It's a bit of a surprise to me.
Oh, wow.
Right?
I've only been here.
How long? Let's hear poor you.
Okay, let's move on.
Right? Maybe the two of you should get together and...
Oh, we do. We're on the same team.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Go. I'm ready for the next one. I have not seen these questions, by the way.
Quote unquote, ethical diamonds. The greenwashing marketing gimmicks of conflict-free diamonds, which often means very little beyond compliance with the outdated Kimberley process, and how big retailers will claim, we make sure our diamonds come from, we know where our diamonds come from, we make sure that we know where we're sourcing them from, when how can they know?
They don't know is the whole point. They've never been able to. But what's interesting is they keep pushing this narrative when there's no way for anybody to know. I mean, movement of diamonds is the easiest thing in the world across borders because they don't show up on x-rays, like on the settings. I remember I was going to Singapore and I had 5 million US in diamonds in my pocket. And of course I was paranoid traveling. You feel good only until you feel uncomfortable, only, for lack of a better word, scared shitless is another word sometimes. The way everybody looks at you, you can imagine traveling with millions of dollars worth of diamonds in your pocket, which is the safest place, by the way. I went through out of YVR on my way to Singapore. I came up as the machine, the x-ray machine, and I had them in my pocket, and I went into the x-ray machine and I left them there. No one asked me to take them out of my pocket. They did the x-ray. They said, thank you very much, gave me back my passport, and off I went. The whole time I was so paranoid that they knew they were there and that I was going to get whacked by the people from the airport. That it was like a movie I'd seen recently where they, were setting the customers at the airport. There was this group, which, these sorts of things happen all the time. We just had it happen in Toronto where all the gold got stolen.
Oh, yeah.
Until I was safely in the customs of Singapore. Yeah. Paranoia.
Yeah, I can imagine. You think everyone around you is an assassin.
That's right. They all know you have them and they're just waiting for their chance. And so everybody, and to fall asleep with 5 million pockets in your pocket on a plane, you do it like this. You stick your hand in and you wrap them up and then you wake up because you worry you'll take your hand out and the diamonds are... Anyway, lots of stories like that. I still wake up at 4 a.m. thinking, is the vault locked? Like, did we put... Anyway, let's move on. I've got to do my live in 11 minutes, and I love the podcast, but I like the live a little bit more. I like this sort of format where people are asking me questions.
Yeah.
And not making fun of me.
Keeps you from rambling.
And not making fun of me. Pissing me off. Oh.
Anyways, on the same point though, apparently natural diamonds with provenance are actually more ethical than many assume, like Argyle diamonds. This came up.
Yes, 100%.
Because they support local economies and the community rather than hurting it like a lot of mines do. But yeah, that's a fun fact.
Well, it's interesting because even with Argyle right now, it was funny because I was talking to MJ about this the other day, who was talking about diamonds. With the Argyle mine specifically, it's the Aboriginal people. We grew up in school calling really they're First Nations people for Australia. We grew up in that time where they were known as the Aborigines. They're the oldest Aboriginal culture in the world, and they value the rocks so much. They feel that rocks have, and can you imagine 90% of the world's pink diamonds comes out of this anomaly in mines in the world where because of how the diamonds form, they turn pink. It's not only is it ethical, not only do you not have to worry about kids mining your diamonds, even in countries where De Beers has made deals where they've lowered the age of what is a child so that they can use children in the mines, which I think is a little bit unethical. Can you imagine a government in a place like Africa being unethical? Don't get, listen, I was going to get started on governments, but I'm going to leave that alone today.
Let's
not. Anyway,
next point.
What was my next point?
Just my next point. I'm trying to stop you from going off forever.
Are you going to make fun of me going blah, blah, blah again? Everybody thought that was really funny.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did.
I bet you hated that.
I didn't care.
No.
I only have two emotions, apathy and anger.
Except for when you're alone. A lot of sadness.
What is wrong with you?
Okay, let's move on.
You're just mean.
Let's move on.
How do you know if I'm alone? Are you watching me from somewhere?
Maybe.
Okay.
Okay, next, the One-Carat Trap.
Oh, expand, please.
You actually talked about this recently, briefly on stories, I believe, about buying diamonds that are exactly 1 carat or exactly 2 carats.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at you, eh?
I know.
And here I don't think you learn anything.
Oh, I retain everything.
Now you're just showing off. Here, the GIA rounds up. And as diamonds get bigger, they become more valuable. And a 1 carat diamond is worth much, much more than a 0.99. And so if the GIA rounds up on your diamond, it's a 0.995. It's not a 1 carat diamond. It's interesting, right? And this is the way the GIA's always done it. I don't know why they don't fix it. Well, I kind of do know why they don't fix it, because then the rough becomes more valuable and De Beers sells more 1 carats and they make more money. Because at the end of the day, it's a money industry. But there's a new sheriff in town, and there's a new return, and there's a new currency. And the currency is beauty. Don't buy a 1.00. It could be 0.99. But if you do get that 1.00, find out, for goodness sake, call me personally how to guarantee she has the prettiest diamond in the room for you guys forever. Next. I'm becoming a little evangelistic about all of this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, next. Fake trade secrets and commission-driven advice. What are they called? Retail salespeople or whatever. They are commission-based usually, right? So they're going to be telling you whatever they can to upsell you, not so that you get a better diamond, not so that you get better value, but so that they can get you to pay as much as they can.
Or they get another sale, because even if they're not on commission, they also get bonuses. These jewelry stores like Tiffany, for example, really pushes the competition between its employees. They will tend to say things, and it's funny. I had to go, when I opened a national jewelry store chain, I would go review my competitors. I'd go into jewelry stores. I do it today, and the stories I hear are unbelievable, like the spider in the diamond. And anyway, so caveat emptor. Give us one more, because we got to go in a minute.
Well, I thought we would finish it off by what's the RareRock difference? How to buy diamonds without getting burned?
Well, here's the thing. It's a really good question. I wish you would ask that sooner. I don't really have enough time. But here's the thing, okay, to answer that one. All of it is Googleable. The reality, what you're going to get is, if you Google beautiful diamonds, it will tell you things like D to G, D to F. Once you get into the sophisticated aspects of diamond ownership, craftsmanship, once you become a savvy diamond buyer, which is all we teach our clients to do, you get to buy through me. You get guaranteed the best price in the world. And I don't want to get salesy here. Whenever I make a recommendation to my clients today, the question I ask myself is, with their budget, with what's important to them, what would I do today if it was me in their position owning the diamond? And I can tell you, I would get a transparent diamond. Less than 1% that come out of the mine are decolor, anything over a carat, less than 1%. But if you're getting lab grown, which, I encourage people to do nowadays, I think you're going to see a flood of the mine. There's no question that the economics of it are simple, but get a decolored diamond. There's no rocket science. Get a VS1 so she can't see anything in her diamond for the rest of her life, or better. And there's a lot of cases where better is warranted. We brokered yesterday an internally flawless decolored diamond, triple excellent GIA. It's the most beautiful in the world. Give the diamond a story. In this case, her diamond will not just be the most beautiful, because when you have these diamonds, you guys, you'll call me a week after and you'll go, everywhere we go, she has the most beautiful diamond in the room. Makes him the big stud diamond buyer, thrills her, which is the goal. But imagine if your diamond's internally flawless. These things are available today. It's the best time in the history to own a diamond. Get it right. Get the right information. We're here to help.
Beautiful.
I got to go catch it. Oh, you won't catch us live? But I'm going to be wearing the same shirt.
Blue Colin today. On the inside and the outside.
I have the blues.
All right. Thanks for watching.
God bless you guys.
Bye.